Hello, friends, and welcome to the Journey Minds. Join me as we unravel the mysteries of the Great War, exploring the causes that ignited the flames, the battles that defined its ferocity, and the aftermath that cast a long shadow over the 20th century. As we journey through the trenches of time, let's understand why this war, with all its tragedy and sacrifice, stands as a monumental chapter in the tapestry of human history. This is not just a story of nations at war. It's a narrative of resilience, innovation, and the enduring human spirit. Welcome to the Great War, a symphony of strife and sacrifice. In the annals of human history, there are moments that shape the destiny of nations, alter the course of humanity, and leave an indelible mark on the world. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a journey through the trenches of time, as we delve into one of the most pivotal chapters that echoes through the corridors of the 20th century. The Great War, a conflict that erupted with the ferocity of a storm, engulfing continents and reshaping the political landscape forever. The Great War, also known as World War I, wasn't just a conflict between nations. It was a seismic shift that shattered empires, redefined borders, and ushered in an era of unprecedented change. As we navigate through the depths of this colossal clash, prepare to witness the echoes of a war that not only redrew maps, but left an indelible imprint on the very fabric of our global society. From the muddy trenches of the Western Front to the vast expanses of the Eastern Front, the Great War saw the collision of old-world tactics with the dawn of modern warfare. It was a cataclysm that birthed new technologies, forged unsung heroes, and tested the limits of human endurance. But what made this war truly great? It wasn't just the scale of battles or the numbers on the casualty lists. It was the profound and far-reaching consequences that echoed far beyond the war-torn landscapes. To understand the roots of the Great War, we must journey back to a Europe teetering on the edge of an abyss, a powder keg awaiting a spark. The long-term causes of this cataclysmic conflict were woven into the very fabric of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Nationalism, militarism, and a complex web of alliances created a volatile mix, setting the stage for a war of unprecedented scale. As nations flexed their military muscles, the tensions escalated, and the world found itself on the brink of chaos. And then came the spark that ignited the powder keg, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary. On June 28, 1914, in the streets of Sarajevo, a shot rang out, altering the course of history. The Archduke's assassination by Gavrilo Princip, a member of a nationalist group, triggered a domino effect. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia, drawing in alliances and setting off a chain reaction of declarations of war. The immediate cause may have been the assassination, but the underlying tensions and the intricate web of alliances turned a regional conflict into a global conflagration. The world was plunged into a war of unprecedented scale and brutality, laying bare the deep-seated issues that had festered beneath the surface. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand wasn't just the end of one life. It was the beginning of a war that would claim millions. Join us as we traverse the intricate landscapes of geopolitical complexities and examine the reverberations of that fateful shot, echoing through the corridors of time. The Western Front, a crucible of mud and misery, witnessed some of the bloodiest encounters of the war. The Battle of the Somme, a harrowing testament to the horrors of trench warfare, where soldiers faced relentless shelling and unimaginable hardships. At Verdun, the French and Germans engaged in a grueling battle of attrition, where the very soul of each nation was laid bare. The trenches, a hellish battleground, witnessed the clash of empires and the resilience of the common soldier. On the Eastern Front, the vast expanses provided a canvas for colossal clashes. The Battle of Tannenberg, a strategic masterpiece by the German forces, and the Brusilov offensive, a daring move by the Russians, showcased the dynamic nature of warfare on this front. The war also extended beyond the European theater. The Gallipoli campaign, where Allied forces attempted to open a new front against the Ottoman Empire, became a symbol of courage and sacrifice, albeit in the face of hardship. The major battles and campaigns were not just clashes of military might. They were pivotal moments that shaped the course of the war and the world. Join us as we navigate the battlefields and unravel the stories behind the strategy, heroism, and tragedy of the Great War. Trenches, the arteries of war, stretched for miles, a maze of wooden planks and cold, damp earth. Soldiers, whether Allied or Central Powers, faced a relentless barrage of challenges. Trench foot, a gruesome reminder of the constant exposure to mud and water, plagued those who stood entrenched in the muck. Imagine a life where the sky was a distant memory, replaced by the constant hum of exploding shells. The ever-present fear of gas attacks forced soldiers to don crude masks, transforming the air they breathed into a haunting reminder of their vulnerability. In the midst of this desolation, soldiers clung to remnants of normalcy. Rations, meager and monotonous, were the sustenance for bodies worn down by the relentless demands of war. Letters from home became lifelines, connecting soldiers with a world that seemed increasingly distant. Yet amidst the horror, camaraderie blossomed. Soldiers, bound by the shared struggle, found solace in shared laughter, whispered conversations, and the fleeting moments of respite. In the darkest corners of war, humanity persevered, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Nightfall brought its own brand of terror. Illuminated by the eerie glow of flares and the distant flashes of artillery, the trenches became a nocturnal theater of war. Sleep, a scarce commodity, eluded those haunted by the specter of imminent danger. The wounded, both physically and mentally, overwhelmed makeshift medical stations. Medics, often working in appalling conditions, battled to save lives amidst the relentless onslaught of war. The scars left by the Great War extended far beyond the visible wounds. At the helm of the war machine were statesmen and military commanders, each carrying the weight of nations on their shoulders. Sir Douglas Haig, the British Field Marshal, whose strategic decisions at battles like the Somme left an indelible mark on the war's legacy. Across the trenches, facing Haig, was German General Erich Ludendorff, a brilliant tactician whose prowess on the battlefield earned him a reputation as one of the masterminds behind the Central Powers' military strategy. In the political arena, Woodrow Wilson, the President of the United States, steered his nation through the tumultuous waters of neutrality before reluctantly joining the war. His vision for a peace without victory would influence the post-war world. As the war drew to a close, these key figures faced the daunting task of rebuilding a shattered world. Join us in the next segment as we explore the aftermath of the Great War, examining the consequences that reverberated far beyond the battlefields and boardrooms. The Great War not only tested the mettle of nations, but also the character of those who stood at the forefront of history. In the chapters that followed, their decisions would shape the course of a new era, casting a long shadow over the 20th century. Before we part ways, I invite you to continue this journey of exploration. Share your thoughts, questions, and reflections in the comments below. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and together, let's keep the flame of historical understanding burning bright. Thank you for joining us on this expedition through the pages of the Great War. Until next time, may history continue to be our guide, reminding us of the past, enlightening our present, and shaping the path we tread into the future.